Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pasensya na kayo dito na kayo sa opisina po. May kasalang bayan mamaya doon sa lugar. Anyway, to our friends in the media, to mga vlogger na nandito who are very interested on the current situation of our country. But here in Manila, as you all know, we have taken the first course of action legally sa mga ilang kumpanya na nag-abuso sa kanilang pribilehiyong ipinagkaloob sa kanila ng national government. As you all know, we officially filed criminal cases. And this is now the second course of action of your city government. I would like to inform you guys, and especially the public, the people of Manila. As of today, through the effort and guidance given to our City Treasurer's Office to issue SOA or Statement of Assessment. As a Statement of Account, Statement of Account to those involved in 315 flood control projects worth over and above 255 million pesos. A statement of account issued by the City Treasurer's Office for contractors tax under our tax code or local tax code. Now, however, contractor tax for 9 flood control projects worth 8,095,351 pesos and 67 centavos have only been paid by the respective contractors. Ibig sabihin, after natin mag-file ng kaso and i-SOA yung mga contractor na yon, meron ng 8 milyon ang nagbayad sa siyudad ng Maynila. The flood control projects identified by the Office of City Treasurer were from 2004 carry over 2025 projects, as well as prior years projects. So that is, remember the 2022-2023. Based on the isumbong sa Pangulo.ph website. The basis of our documents and data came from the Office of the President. The city government has issued already notices to the contractors of 305 flood control projects that remain delinquent in the statement of their contractor's tax obligation. So, siyempre, kami hanggat maaari, dinidiplomasya namin sila as we have done in the past, as much as we can. But if hindi sila tumugon sa kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Maynila, we have no recourse but also to file charges against them, as like what happened last week. And we only act on the basis of evidence. Ayoko naman na alam ko ang taong bayan nalilito sa dami ng ingay o personalidad, kanya-kanyang salitaan. We want to be surgical with our action. As long as we have evidence, we file cases, whoever they are. whether they are contractors or agencies of government, or sino man na politiko, and so on and so forth. Now, just for the update on the outcome of the notices, 86 notices received by personal service, 12 notices served but refused to be received. I wish them good luck. Sayang naman. Biro mo binibigyan ka na ng due process hindi ka pa tumutugon. 3 notices not delivered due to address change and will be delivered to the new address if found. Ibig sabihin, biglang nangawala itong mga kumpanya ito sa stated address nila. But we'll find a way. 192 notices being delivered via LBC. Kasi malalayo yung mga lugar. Na siya din topic, I think, ng Senate investigation. Paano nakakapag-bid yung mga ibang kumpanya kung galing sila sa bundok ng tralala. Yeah? And 12 notices mailed via PhilPost. Now, here are all the SOA, of all those listed under the isumbong mo sa Pangulo.ph. Ito lahat ang SOA nila. Okay. Before I answer your questions. So, now, let me be clear about this to those subject company. What will happen if you don't comply with the city government's action? Anyway, it's your obligasyon naman nila yan na bayaran nila yung contractor's tax. It is also computed in their projects. They know it very well. Because it's a universal, most likely, rule or ordinance and tax code of different LGU. What will happen? We'll give them ample time to respond, to act the way that those 9 projects already complied with the SOA and paid the city. Tutulong kami sa panawagan ng Pangulo at saka ng DPWH na i-ban, i-blacklist, and will request blacklisting of this company to DPWH. Yung susunod na action nun, depende na sa DPWH. Or what will be the action of the city with regard to those company? Yun naman, yung aming kakayanan. We will make sure, and at least ito yung maganda ng paalala at babala rin sa mga iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno na itong mga hindi magko-comply na kumpanya will be blacklisted under the City Engineering's Office and Office of the Building Official. So ano ang epekto noon? Hindi po sila bibigyan ng permit. So if you're going to hire said contractors who are not following simple rules, and actually minuscule yung obligation, sa totoo lang, napakaliit na salapi o pera due, accrued already for the city, hindi na sila makapaghahanap buhay sa Maynila. Now, at magandang babala rin to sa private sector. Baka kasi i-hire yung mga contractor na ito. Bago kayo mag-hire, check nyo muna kung blacklisted ba sila sa City Engineering Office and Office of the Building Official. Because not until they fulfill their obligation to the city, saka lang namin ililift yung kanilang blacklisting sa city government. So, we will complain before the DPWH office through the leadership of Secretary Vince Dizon. And as you all know, Secretary Vince Dizon already manifested and made a statement as a matter of policy, those erring companies or contractors will be blacklisted. So in our own little way as a city government of Manila, we will help if these people will not comply to their obligation to the city government of Manila and people of Manila. So yan ang mangyayari sa kanila. Buti na nandiyan kayo, kaya namin kayo ipinatatawag para na sa ganon to send the message to them. Now, it's up for them to act on the matter. Now, with regard to, past due na yung iba, Yorme, hindi sila, sila ba ay may penalties and surcharges and interest? Because they did not comply with their obligation. Maaari, pero, the good thing about the city of Manila today, since July 1, through the effort of the Sangguniang Panglungsod, also, come up with general amnesty program. Your city government issued a 6-month general amnesty program. So, if I were them, it is cheaper to pay today than the after the prescribed period. Kasi, alam mo, malaki-laki yan. Pag lolobo yan, baka maging billion bigla yan. Dahil sa non-compliance. Sila ba'y makatatakbo? Sila ba'y makapagtatago? Pag nakita namin talaga yung bad intent ng ownership, they may or might face criminal charges. Ngayon, obligasyon pa lang yung hinihingi namin. Ang repercussion ng performance of it, ay yung negosyo nila malilimitahan. Pag sila'y nakapagmatigasan, we have no recourse but to go after them. Legally, may face criminal charges. Third, we are now finalizing with regard to GLC. After filing criminal complaints against them, we are now finalizing our claim, civil claim, with regard to our property damaged by the said contractor. So yun po ang update ang ginagawa ng inyong pamahalang lungsod ng Maynila. And I'm happy to answer your questions. Yes.
Good afternoon po, Yorme. Luisito Santos from JBDCWP. Clarification na po, no? 315 flood control projects. Ilan po yung contractor na pinag-uusapan po doon? Ilan po yung inisyuhan ng SOPA?
More or less, about a little less than 100. Kasi some have multiple contracts. Some. Like GLC, for that matter, and all other. Meron sila mga multiple contracts with the DPWH, horizontal and vertical projects.
Ilan na po yung, binanggit niyo po 8 million na po yung na-collecta mula
Yes.
sa 255 million na obligasyon ng mga...
Total obligation.
Ilan po yung mga contractor na nakapagbayad na po? Or
Siyam.
na po? Siyam na company po. Anong taon po ulit yung yung
Okay. There are so many years. Basta this is between 2022 to 2005 done. Sabihin, as like I have presented to you before, under the sumbong mo sa Pangulo.ph website, may mga natapos na. We are going after them. Meron naman mga ongoing. Na kailangan naman nilang talagang din yung kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Maynila.
Yung may 315, may ongoing, meron tapos na, mainit yung usapin ng ghost project eh. Ano bang mga ghost? Mga hindi
Wala pa kami nakikita. Pero to confirm if it is substandard or not, I will let the scientists and specialists to assess that. And I think I don't want to disturb Senate hearing because they're doing a very good job already. So not to create more noise with different voices, I'll let the Senate, for that matter, do their job. And so far, as like one Filipino, bilang isang Pilipino, hindi bilang isang mayor, at katulad ng ibang mga Pilipino, so far, I can only speak for myself. I'm happy on what they're doing in the Senate with regard to finding out whether it is ghost or substandard. Because I do believe that whether they are politicians or DPW or government agencies, they will going to be charged. But for now, what we're after is if we have evidence, confirmed evidence, present under our hand, we'll make sure. Wala nang lip service. We just pursue the way we've been doing for the past 2 weeks. Because that's supposed to the way, and that's the only way, and that's a proper way to do it. Kaya hanggat mari, kaya nga namin kayo iniimbitahan para na sa ganoon, paglabas nito, kung sino man yung particular na mga kumpanya at taong involved dito, merong dinidiplomasya na tayo ng Maynila, top din na natin tungkulin natin. But if not nga, halimbawa, matigasan, kami naman, ready naman kami na to seek legal remedy.
Bakit lumobo Yorme ng 255 million? Di ba bago ka makapagsimula ng project, di ba dapat yung obligasyon na ibibigay na? Tama po ba? Paano po yung process ng...
Ang galing mo.
Paano lumobo yun? Tapos 2020?
Kasi nasanay sila na walang gobyerno sa Maynila. And you're right. Maybe nobody went or go after that. Ang mahirap nito, alam mo, Luis, ito, yung ordinaryong pamilya magpapagawa ng 30 metro kwadrado na bahay, up and down. Sinisingil ng contractor's tax. Hinihinga ng zoning permit. Hinihinga ng building permit. Kaya yung naalala nyo yung sinabi ko, the sauce for the gander will be the sauce for the goose. It's just that maybe, and I agree with you, that is only the same question in my mind, bakit lumobo ito? Wala siguro talagang pamahalaan na ipinagmalasakit ng kanyang mamamayan. Kaya nagka-laki-laki itong pera na ito. But then again, those are the things of the past. We move on. We try to move on a very narrow road without abusing our rights as citizens just by accusing somebody through verbal statement. But we try to go to that path, look into the details, find evidence of negligence. Whoever they are, we're gonna pursue legally. Kahit na nanggigigil tayo, alam mo, siyempre ngayon, 5-5 ang pag-aalimpuyo ng damdamin ng tao. Pero pag sobra na ingay, baka malito tayo lahat. O kami, billing ko sa city engineering, sa building official, sa city treasurer, go after them on what is due to the city and what is rightfully, correct way or correct manner that these people, individuals, politicians or not, government agencies or not, right, na they have to follow the rules, universal rules, not only effective in Manila, but in our case, we wanted to implement across.
Nung last na lang
Sure, then You're next. Then you're next. Yes, please.
Nasa na Yorme. Doon sa higit 100 contractor na hinahunting ho ninyo dahil hindi nagbayad ang obligasyon nila sa gobyerno ng Maynila. May kasama ba doon yung kumpanya pag-aari ni Sara Discaya?
Yes. They have also. Bago,
Ilang projects yung hawak nila doon?
a good sum of numbers.
Magkano po ang involved?
I'm sorry?
Magkano po yung involved dun sa project na hahawak ng mga Discaya sa
Well, more or less, roughly about 3 billion pesos.
billion?
Billion. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ano po?
Okay. Sian. Yes.
Nabanggit niyo po kanina na just in case hindi sila mag-comply, mabablacklisted sila. What if magbago po sila ng business name o company name?
Good question. That's why I told you, kung sila'y makikipagmatigasan, and the best way to circumvent the law is to what? Retire the business and put up a new business. One, I think by this time, Pickup already took note of the manifestations of the senators. Yung with regard to qualifications of contractors. So it's going to be hard for them to start again. That's one. Ayun yung pinapanood ko eh. Kung pinakikinggan nyo lang maigi kung saan patungo yung Senado. And I think Pickup will now be, maybe practicing new rules, no, to safeguard with regard to accrediting and giving category to contractors or companies contracting in the government and private sector. That's one. Two, sabi ko nga sa iyo, alam mo, hanggat may batas kaming makikita para mapapanagot yung personalidad ng kumpanya. While it is true that it is a juridical personality, the corporation and the life of that juridical person dies when it retires. I don't know, I'm no lawyer, but if I remember it right, pagka ni-retire nila, wala na yung juridical person. But there's somebody who run it, which is a human being. These are personalities. Yun yung pwede namin mahabol. Pwede pa rin naman. But I'll cross the bridge when I get there. But for the meantime, whatever law is available today, for them to comply, I will just throw the books to them. Okay.
Sir, dun sa mga proyekto ng Discaya family, saang district po ito?
Halo-halo.
Halo-halo. Anong company specifically? Kasi they have 9.
St. Timothy. Halo-halo rin eh.
Among them, sir, is St. Timothy.
Iba-iba rin. Among the names is St. Timothy.
St. Timothy. Alright. Mayor, pwede niyo po ba ipaliwanag sa amin yung
Sure.
konsepto ng contractor's tax? Paano po ba siya binabayaran?
Yeah.
At what stage of the project implementation or construction siya dapat kinokolekta?
Magaganda yung mga tanong nyo. Hindi, totoo. Natutuwa naman ako. Good question. Okay. Under our tax code, 82.6%? 82.5% of 1%. So ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Let's just 82.5% of 1%. So let's put that into real numbers. That is 82,000 pesos, 8,250 pesos per million. Kasi ang capacity to tax, o yung magbuhis ng lokal, ay mga limited yan eh. Hindi naman yan na what you call regulatory fees and so on and so forth. But in this case, ito contractor's tax, ito ang formula. 82.5% of 1%. Now, if you have 100 million, hindi ang babayaran mo lang, no, magka. Kasi sa 1 million, 8,250. Tama ba? Kasi ang 1% ng 1 million is 10,000.
Yes.
Oy, correct nyo ako, baka mamim ako. I don't mind being corrected. So, 82.5% of 10,000 is 8,250. Now, if you have 100 million, that is only 82,500. No. 800,000. 800,000. 800.
Basta yun.
Basta yun.
Over 800.
Over 800. Thank you, Pao. So pag 10 million, 82,000 lang. A very minuscule. And I wonder, and I like your questioning, bakit hindi ito tinutupad? Kasama naman yan sa pakete. Building permit, regulatory fees, clearances, and contractor's tax. Now, that is the question of the past. Ibig sabihin, hindi ko alam. Ayoko naman ng dikdikin pa yung mga nakaraan. Kung sila'y ginawa nila yung trabaho nila, hindi. Wala nang kalkalan. Ano naman na ano lang yan. Baka mapag-anuan ka pa ng politika. O ngayon, ito. We'll show you how it is being done properly by the city government of Manila.
Opo. Sir, follow-up lang po dun
Sure.
sa projects na yun. So, aside from the contractors tax, sa palagay niyo po, saan nagkakaroon ng challenge? Is it the collection? Is it yung paghahabol sa kanila? Meron bang
Good. Simply because they don't apply construction and building permit. Now,
lahat yun, sir? Hindi nag-apply?
Wala. Kaya nga sinuwa ko Wala at all, Pao. Lahat. Even yung mga nahuli natin na current. Wala. Wala talaga. Now, having said that, what is the bad effect of this? Well, let's just say pumping station. So, horizontal and vertical yan. Tama? Do they need permit to construct? Yes. Now, in the absence of permit, hindi ngayon makakapag-apply sa Meralco yung pumping station simply because wala silang building permit. So, anong epekto sa taong bayan? Kaya makakakita ka doon sa Damka area, sa District 6, makakakita ka ng pumping station na di baterya. Di baterya bakit di baterya? Paano namin nalaman? Kundi nag-crising sa nervyos ko, sa awa ko sa Damka. Yung kasi, ang una ko tinatawagan lagi, kamusta yung Santa Mesa? Kamusta yung Santa Mesa? Kasi, sila lagi, yung Damka area, ang laging pinapasok ng San Juan River tuwing may bagyo. Many instances. So that's why, naggawa sila ng pumping station doon, hindi sila kumuha ng building permit, o yung generator, walang baterya, hindi ngayon mapatakbo yung pumping station. Anong sinita namin, bumili ng bago, o tumakbo ngayon. Ba't hindi na lang lagyan, siguro the next question in your mind, ba't hindi na lang lagyan ng kuryente ng Meralco? Kasi Meralco, in his right mind, will not allow a facility without building permit. Yun ang masamang epekto ng walang mga building permit. Kaya, nangyayari ngayon, pag tinignan nyo doon, di baterya. Saka lang nung mapatakbo yung baterya, tumakbo yung pumping station sa Damka. Kawawa naman yung mga taga-Damka.
Sir, last
Sure.
from my end. Aside from the Discaya family, yung mga other contractors like Wawaw, yung mga tinatawag sa Senate, alin dun, sir, or meron din mga ibang companies that outside the Discaya family na meron ding SOA?
I will, for purposes of transparency, I will send you the copy of those issued by the city government. Yeah. Sige, ano tayo, Paul, no? May listahan naman yan. plus the amount. In fact, meron kaming general list on how many. But I'll give you that detail. Yung... Wait. Sige. Mag-name tayo, Q. Mag-ano tayo? Random tayo.
Pinakamaraming email.
Hindi. Kasi 300 plus to. Hindi, I'll give you a copy. Para kayo na mag-dissect. Dito, let's just say 525, 525, 525 construction. Almen. Salonga. Arcon. Amities. Ayan. Double 12. 8J. Liencio. So, yan yung mga companies na pag mapapansin mo, ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Page 4 pa lang, 8, GLC. Yung napaila ng kaso. Bibigyan namin kayo ng kopya ngayon before you go para makikita nyo rin who paid o hindi pa nagbabayad. Kasi may nota naman dito. And how much? Of course,
project po yan.
Per project. Kasi contractor's tax based on contract.
Ano pala sir yung mga already na blacklist na ng BBW?
They still have to pay. Because as I have said early on, the word that I mentioned, accrued, due. You cannot hide with that.
Si Bert was
Mayor,
Teka, papaserox na tayo. Sige, please.
Mayor Bert
Sure.
from DCMM. Mayor, ask ko lang po. Meron po ba kayong timeline para mapanagutin yung mga contractor na may tax liability?
Ample time. Total, wala na silang dahilan para tumagal pa. 3 taon na nga sila nakatakas. What's there to wait? As I have said, we continue to allow and practice due diligence and try to use diplomacy. But don't take it as a weakness. Because I don't like disorder and all other things as much as we can. Bibigyan ka namin pagkakataon, ikay humingi ng tawad, patatawarin kita. Pero may obligasyon kang dapat tuklin. Yun ang gobyerno na Maynila. So, I hope they will not push us to the wall to do what is masyadong makasasakit sa kanila. Okay? Next. Yes, Jemba.
Mayor, ibig sabihin, lumalabas po yung ating ordinansa sa lungsod ng Maynila na pinag-grab ng museo. Yung pong contractor tax ay hindi po pinahalagaan ng lahat ng contractor sa Maynila.
Ganun nga lumalabas, Jemba. Ganun nga lumalabas.
Kasi hindi po pinahalagaan kasi dapat lahat sila ang nagbabayad eh. Kung hindi sila nagbabayad, hindi sa isip nila, pinaliwala yung ordinansa at pinaghirapan ng city council.
Which we will not tolerate. So we're taking action in such a manner that is more, I think, within the limits of the law, within still the bounds of the law. But tayo will continue lang naman to pursue whatever is due and required. Other than that, bala kayo. Live and let live ang i-apply ko. Okay?
Yung ba mga Discaya, pinadala nyo lang sa no?
Lahat sila, lahat. Wala tayong pinipili. Walang pinili to. Ayun, nagbanggit na ako, yung based on random, di ba? Lahat yan na padala. In fact, up to Marawi, Lanao del Sur, 8 notices. Marawi City, 4 notices. Ibig sabihin, may mga company nandoon na supposed to be gumagawa ng projects dito sa Manila.
Ano po ang naging response nila?
Some of them pay. Ngayon, marami nakapilang ngayon.
Style po.
No. We don't look at them who they are. Basta meron ka SOA, magbayad ka, natupad mo na yung obligasyon mo sa Maynila.
Nakatupad pa sila.
Hopefully, they will.
So, as of this time, wala pa.
Malalaman natin soon. Yeah? Kasi as we speak right now, there are people lining up. I just wanted to update the people on what is the next course of action. Kung ito ba'y tamang action na ginagawa ng Maynila? Question is, di ba? Am I going to keep on telling, ikaw may kasalanan ka. Ikaw may kasalanan ka. Ikaw may kasalanan ka. Wala na mangyayari doon kung puro turo-turo na lang. Kaya nga ako natutuwa sa Senate, ginagawa nila yung trabaho nila. And I think they're gonna do and make actions after everything's said and done. Paghupa ng tubig niyan, lilinaw na yan. I think the Senate will do their part. Now, as a city, we are doing our part. Na yung tamang pamamaraan. At kung may legal obligation sila, dapat nilang tupdin. Kung sila ba'y may criminal offense, whether politiko, ahensya ng gobyerno o contractor, pag kami may ebidensya, good luck sa kanila. Hindi nyo kami makikitang nagli-lip service. We'll just go on with filing charges. Kaya lang, it is also unfair because it is also unfair just to accuse somebody without basis of evidence. Masakit din yun. Masakit din makapanira ng buhay na may buhay. Yeah? Tayo, basta tayo may ebidensya, sagutin nyo sa korte at hayaan ko ang husgado ang magsabi kung sino ang may sala o wala. But once we go, we make sure may hawak kaming medyo matibay-tibay naman na ebidensya. Hindi na siya yung kasi nakakaawa na Saka nalilito lang ang tao. I'm pretty sure baka yung mga tao ngayon nagtatanong, ano na? Saan na? Saan ba tayo pupunta? Yeah. And even the president, nakita mo yung sabi ng presidente? Kasuhan na. Ano sabi ni Secretary Binns kanina? Tinanggal na. Di ba nakita niyo si Secretary Binns? Took action. Fired. Yun yung sinasabi natin. Tingin ko, yun ang inaasahan ng tao sa atin. Ano yung mga aksyong ginagawa? Abusado ba sila nun? Hindi. Pinatupad lang nila yung batas. At sila na may kapangyarihang gawin yun. Within their duties and function. That's why, for now, we're very happy of what Secretary Binns is doing. Under the directive of the President. Because I think whatever they're doing right now is the right path. Whatever the Senate is doing with regard to fact-finding is the right path. What we are doing is to go after what is due to the city is the right path. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Ilan na po flood control projects ang dapat meron na po sa City of Manila as of 2025?
315 yung inisyoan natin ng SOA.
Sir, ano po plan niyo, ng office po ninyo, since matagal pong proseso niya, meron pong hearing po.
Walang hearing. SOA to
No, I mean sir, di ba wala po tayong flood control projects 315? Ano po gagawin sir, since tagpulan po niyan? Ano po solusyon po natin?
What will be the course of action of the City of Manila with regard to the flooding? Kasi talagang, ngayon, whether tumatakbo, effective or not, yung mga flood control projects, na nagawa na, na subject being investigated by the Senate, and I hope they will finish soon. I'll let the Senate come up with the final course of action. Now, tanong, moving on, may gagawin bang flood control project sa Manila? Welcome kayo. Halika, dali niyo yung flood control project sa Maynila. Under our time, under our watch. Yes, we will not hinder growth. We will not hinder infrastructure development, particularly with our day-to-day problem sa traffic, our seasonal problem with regard to flooding. Why not? Okay sila. Gawin nila. Because, to answer your question, the solution to the flooding of Manila and maybe the entire Metro Manila and other parts of the country is the flood control. Under the flood control, there are so many approaches, and one of those is pumping station. Development of our drainage system. Now, yun ang tamang solusyon. Kaya we welcome that. For the meantime, since July 1, we've been doing declogging. And thanks to 896 barangay chairmen and their barangay kagawad and official. Because under Executive Order number 3 issued first week of July, we are directing our barangays every Saturday to unclog, declog yung mga bara sa ating mga drainage. Kami naman as a city, it's an everyday thing. You can see it in our Facebook. We never, wala pa yatang araw na hindi kami nag-ukay ng imbornal ng Maynila. Nakakaumay na nga, tingnan yung Facebook ko eh. Pag tingnan namin mga comment ng utaw, walang katapusang linisan to. Yes, because that is a band-aid solution, a temporary solution to cushion the level of water or flooding during rainy days. Huwag nang umabot hanggang segunda ng bahay mo. At least makusyon. And hoping that after the heavy rain or downpour and the waters or liquid coming from the eastern side of the metro going to Manila, after tumigil lang ulan, sana humupa agad. Ibig sabihin, functioning yung aming mga drainage system. Now, second, through the help of MMDA and DPWH, they are now making new development of our drainage system, particularly in Top Avenue, which I approve. Sabi ko, sige, tirahin nyo na yan dito, dalhin nyo na yan dito. Ang laki yata ganito yata kalaki yung tubo, yung pabilog. No? Sabi ko, ano yun na? Yung nagkita kami nila chairman. So those are the solution. For the meantime, we'll do whatever resources that we have, human resources, equipment, and some logistical resources para to cushion there. At yung gagawing mga drainage system is now under the general master plan, general drainage master plan of the city government, which I commissioned in 2022. Lumabas yung kinumission natin pag-aaral ngayon 2025. Nasaktuan mo naman, na ibalik ako ng tao, yun ngayon ang ini-implement ko. So lahat ngayon ang gagawin ng DPWH, ng Maynila, Manila Water, MMDA, city government, or congressional allotment for their respective district, ay doon na magigiya. May guide na sila.
Sir, sabay-sabay na silang
It can be. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, with all honesty, with regard to that question from ABS-CBN, sa totoo lang, if I have 140 billion today, 140 billion yung para ipatupad yung drainage master plan. Kasi wala pa itong flood control sa ilog. Mga ganon. Ito yung drainage master plan. Plus catch basin. Mga catch basin in their respective areas. If I have 140 billion, I'll do it sabay-sabay kong hukayin ng buong Maynila. And we pay the price of traffic and chaos for the next 3 years so that the next generation will not suffer with flooding. Kaya lang, yung 140 billion, Sila lang ang meron. Sana all.
Yung kung kasama ko ba dyan sa drainage master?
Kami meron tayong nakalaan a couple of hundreds of millions for 2026. How many meters it can reach, that is another thing. Because we're talking of thousands of kilometers of drainage in totality of length. Kaya ang cost nga niyan, mga 140 billion.
So Yorme, kasama dyan sa master drainage plan na yan, yung mga creek na...
Hindi, yung creek is, yung
Saan
creek,
yung mga lagusan ng tubig, di ba?
yung creek and creek riverside, doon dapat ilabas yung tubig sa drainage. Nagigets nyo? So yung sinasabi ko sa inyo yung master plan, it's ours. Inland. Kaya ang solusyon talaga, yung ating flood control project, it has to be functioning. It has to function. When you build a wall, it has to be a sturdy wall. When you build a pumping station, it has to function as pumping station. Yeah.
Sir, update ko sa UST.
Wala pa eh. Yung second meeting natin, nag-aantabay pa kami. It was an initiative. I have to give credit where is due. I think you've been hearing that many times pag nagkukwentuhan tayo. I have to give that credit to MMDA. It is an initiative of MMDA for España. And we agree. And that's why national government and local government working hand in hand to convince UST community. But at the end of the day, this is private, this is a property owned and operated by so many divisions, and makakapaghintay naman kami. Yung sinasabi nga, good things come to those who wait. Tama ba yung English ko? Sure. And then, sure.
Mayor, ask ko na po, ano pong opinion nyo if dun sa lumalabas na parang suggestion na bakit hindi na lang, instead of padaanin sa mga congressman yung pondo for flood project, bakit hindi na lang idaan sa local government? Mas,
I suggested that a month ago. It's just a suggestion. Doesn't mean it's a perfect formula. But 2 weeks thereafter, I think it was Inquirer, I saw it with Inquirer, na nagsabi si Presidente, I think he's somewhere in Central Luzon, when he said that, dapat inform, i-coordinate sa local government yung national project. 2 days ago, the President, again, during the PLP, Provincial League of the Philippines yata yun, sa mga governor, yun din na sinabi. So mukhang mas tama yun. Why? Ito ngayon. Halimbawa lang let's just say, wala tong insidenteng ito muna. Para wala tayong, alisin natin yung Malaysia. Halimbawa, inilagak sa lokal na pamahalaan yung pondo at na nag-implement lokal na pamahalaan. Kapag pumalpak, sinong gugulong ang ulo? The mayor or the governor. Tama? Kasi kami may pananagutan sa utaw. Kami may pananagutan sa taong bayan. Balik natin tong insidente na to. Pansinin mo, wala pang gumugulong na ulo. Except that Secretary Vince Dizon today made a very strong move using and utilizing the boundary, the extreme power within the office of the Secretary, firing members of their organization. Sana all ganong mga secretary, yung dala niya yung kanyang mikasa. Yeah, but kidding aside, di ba? Yun yung ngayon kasi akusa ng akusa magiging mob rule na tayo. Yun naman ang ayaw natin.
How could you fire an elected official for that matter?
The people will fire the mayor. the people will fire the mayor.
What
The
about-
people never forget. If a mayor or local chief executive or any elected official in the locality, nako, gugulong ang ulo ng mga yon. Sigurado ako doon, yung galit ng tao, ibubuhos niya sa halalan. Ngayon, magalit ang tao, pwede niya bang tanggalin ng taong bayan? Yung miyembro ng ahensya ng gobyerno? Hindi. Kailangan yung pamunuan ng ahensyang yaon. O in this case, yung secretary. Kaya, maigi na talagang siguro ma-revisit na yung batas. Kasi may mandate yung lokal eh. May mandate eh. May mandato ka. At saka may constituency ka. Ikaw ba naman gagawa ka ng tulay tapos yung tulay hindi makikita? Ikaw ba naman gagawa ka ng tulay, may tulay pero walang ilog? I mean, you cannot lie that kind of works with your constituency, di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng mabudol basta-basta yung nasasakupan mo. Luis?
Kanina umaga po may mga nag-rally kabataan sa tapat ng DPWH ng bulok na prutas, nagsabi silang promotion. Ano po yung pwede natin gawin o mensahe o advice man lang sa mga kabataan natin?
I already advised General Abad, Directed General Abad and MPD. I will not tolerate mob rule in the city. I will not allow disturbing, destroying offices of government, and particularly allow to destroy the peace of any individual residing in the city of Manila. My job as mayor and local chief executive is to keep the peace and order situation of our city. Kung gusto nilang ilabas ang kanilang mga hinaing, ang kanilang mga damdamin, malaya nilang magagawa yun sa Maynila, doon sa aming mga freedom park. But I will not tolerate any mob rule. We are nation and city under the rule of law. I am not the person, and I am not going to allow it under my watch, to say, because I said so, that you are guilty or not. It is up for the court to decide who is liable on such crime or commission of a crime. It is not for me to decide. But my obligation is very clear. As local chief executive, karapatan ng taong bayan ninuman na magkaroon ng pamayanang may kapanatagan. At the same manner, those who wanted to air their grievances, dislike to a particular corporation, particular agency, there is what you call freedom park. Welcome kayo doon. But no, I have directed the General Abad, whoever they are being accused, a person A, a person B, Corporation C, Corporation D, being accused not until proven guilty and pay the consequences of their action, and let the rule of law apply its natural course. But mob rule, no.
So,
I will not.
papahuli natin, Mayor, yung mga...
Matatanda na sila. Tingin ko naman, nakita ko naman yung nandoon, puro 18 anyos pataas na eh. You're legally bound with your actions. In violation of civil disturbance, violation of rights of any citizen. Tandaan ninyo even accused. And dito nga, di ba, nakita ninyo dito, huling-huli na namin. Itinatago pa namin yung mukha. Samantalang yung taong bayan, hinihingi na nga, alisin nyo yung takip sa mukha. Pero as much as we can, we wanted to put things in right order, o sige, may karapatan ka pa. O yung iba namang umamin na, o yung sumuko, o inaakunay ka sa, ipinakikita namin yung mukha. Ibig sabihin, you know, this is not a perfect government, but again, I will not allow mob rule. It is my obligation na maibigay sa mga taga Maynila, kahit sino pa sila, mahirap sa dilang mahirap, middle class, upper middle class, mayaman. Pag sila'y naghahanap buhay sa Maynila, sila'y naninirahan sa Maynila, may karapatan silang makapamuhay ng may kapanatagan. At tutok din ko ang responsibilidad ko bilang mayor ng lungsod ng Maynila to protect every citizen living, doing business, coming in and out of the city in as much as I can. Loobin nawa ng Diyos. Thank you.
Salamat po. Thank you, Mayor.